it's really hard to reach out to a millionaire. At least that's what a lot of people think. I mean, we've had, while I've had a lot of really good friends like yourself on this show, some of the people I've never met before. I just reached out to them because I knew they were an introvert and I wanted to. And I had Chris, who's recording this session, say, how did you get him? You said on the show you never met him before. How did you get him on the show? And my response was, I asked. And that's the thing for introverts, we're like, oh, I can't reach out to that person because if I do, they're just going to say no to me. I mean, why would they say yes? Well, a lot of millionaires said yes to you. So I'd love for you to just talk through how you started and when it started getting easier.
Yeah, that's a great question. So that mentor that I had beforehand, I asked him because he had sold $1 million business, and I was like, oh, maybe oh no, half that was taxes. Okay, never mind, right? So I asked him if he knew anyone, and he's like, not anyone that's going to come on your show and say it. And I'm like, oh, awesome, thanks, great. Where the heck am I going to find? Again, middle of nowhere, Maine. I literally went on iTunes and looked for somebody else that I just looked up the word millionaire and tried to see if I could find anyone else that said that they were a millionaire and were willing to go on a podcast. I emailed him. I did not know him at all. His name was Frank McKinney, the worst interview in the world. He came back on my show so many times after, thank goodness, but it was the worst ever. But he had said yes, and I was like, oh, he said yes. I'm like, it was an email. It's so funny how, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Who cares if they open it? Who cares if not? But it's such a thing. I remember when I first sent it, I hit send like that, right? And made yourself do it. That was the very, very first one. And I got a couple more that way, a little bit easier. As it started going, I ended up using Help a Reporter Out. Have you ever heard of that?
I have, yeah.
Okay. So Peter Shankman, who started it way back when, it was so easy. There were millionaires coming to me for that. Now, as soon as I got past that, because I literally did not think I was going to get any. So I started doing one a month at the beginning because I was like, well, if I can find 12, I can do this for a year and we'll see how well this goes. But what's crazy is that because they're so well networked, once I started actually making friends with some of them, they were like, oh, I know somebody and I know somebody. I only get referrals. We're literally, my assistant's over there, she knows we're back to back till December right now, 6 months in advance. Almost a year schedule, all raring and ready to go. How amazing. I'm now the millionaire girl and everyone's like, oh, I know a millionaire, I should introduce you. Best networking tactic in the world, but it definitely took, if I stopped after the first 12 to 20, I don't think it would have gone nearly as far as it is now. Now I'm used to it. I don't suck so bad at interviews. The first, 20, 30 sucked really, really bad. I'm surprised anyone listened to it. But after 400, it's gotten way better, but the network has grown insanely just from that.
Well, I see millionaires almost fall over themselves to be on your show now. You have a waiting list. You're like, well, it's not just that you're a millionaire. You kind of have to be entertaining and have something to say.
I'm like the luckiest person ever.
Well, I think but that came from you being very strategic about saying, here is what I want. Now I'm going to go and get it.